you. My name is Bridget Malloy, and I'm the founder of Bridget's Botanicals. So about 20 years ago or so, I started to drink tea with my family. We had an herb garden and realized how delightful the natural world was as a food product. But then also later in life, when I was training in science, I started to learn about the health benefits of this. So about 5.5 years ago, I started Bridget's Botanicals, and my focus is in women's health and also sexual well-being. So here's a couple of the products that I make, and I am mostly interested in, good marketing, right? So I'm mostly interested in developing this after a model that I studied when I was in Italy, and it's called Boca Farms, and they actually have a really strong foundation, and it's very heavily science-based, looking at extractions, at fresh foods. They have a few different patented processes around their products, but so I would love to develop a laboratory here in one of the Opportunity Zones. I currently have a small pop-up apothecary on Saturdays that I rent out, so I would like to, however, actually have a lab, a manufacturing facility, a laboratory to test different things like this cramp stamp right here, the botanical extract for menstrual cramps, pretty much. Also, I do have half my clientele is men as well, so not just women's health, but I'm seeing about half of the clientele, because I do see clients looking at sexual health and well-being. It is a massive industry, and I've actually done pure romance parties for the last 12 years, and that is involved with basically educating women in the bedroom about disorders, different dysfunctions, communication, different products to enhance their sexual activities, but also alleviate different problems that they might experience. So in my 12 years of doing that, I heard thousands of stories in 8 different states and developed the women's health line that really addresses more of the physiological problems that we are facing today. And this is an example of the new product labels that we have. And to go along with the look, I would love to invest in the actual science behind it and make sure that we're getting really high quality extracts, and we have a good lab that actually is measuring that. So looking at, I don't know, how many people are science-y people? Anybody? Yes, okay, a couple. So basically there's a lot of different tools and equipment, capital equipment that I'm looking to purchase that would actually help to measure what is the extraction, what's the optimal methods for doing this, so that I can sell really excellent products. Some of them are those botanical extracts, such as this one. And then I do also make different aromatherapy blends, as well as tea blends, lubricant, and different body scrubs. So a couple of things, but the main focus would be to look at becoming one of the nation's largest companies that's offering really excellent science-based natural health products. And that industry has increased by like 300% in the last 10 years. We're even seeing CU Denver and Schutz campus has a massive new innovative integrative health clinic and training program. The Mayo Clinic is really big on this. And then there's also multiple doctors who are starting to shift towards recognizing the benefit of botanicals. So I'm very interested in that and looking at different funding opportunities of all sorts. So that's basically it. Any questions? Thanks. Yes.
Who's packaging your product?
I am. I package it, and I have a couple of different, so I have about 13 different contractors. So some of them are doing marketing components, some are writing, helping write my blog. Some of them are, I'm basically paying to do packaging and the commercial kitchen. And so that one is off of York and 40th, the Denver Commissary Kitchen.
So are you looking to get into that side of the business?
Yes, so I would like the facility to be all-encompassing. I would love for it to be kind of like Leopold's, if anyone has toured their distillery. It's like, it's where they're producing, where they're distilling, but also they have tours. So I'm also a science teacher. I've been a science teacher for about 6 years, and at the aquarium I work with teachers across the state. So I'm really passionate about that educational component, and I think that as more people are understanding how their medicine is made and how these different alternative therapies are actually formulated, that understanding will also translate into more trust about the different natural products. Did that answer the question? Okay.
Other questions?
What kind of money are you looking for?
So the money I'm looking for, as much as I can get. I haven't run the specific numbers. I just found out about this last week and haven't had time to look at the numbers part. I do make cocktail bitters, and for that ask, when originally it was only 3 products instead of 48 products, it was about like $70,000. So it was pretty low, but I also was not considering a lot of the capital equipment as well as the manufacturing / tour education fund facility. Yes.
What is the size of your business currently?
Currently, as in employees-wise or like sales?
Sales.
So sales, this is the first year that I've finally seen a profit. Yes. Thank you. So this year I sold $20,000, and I also work full-time and yeah, just have different hobbies. So, but over the last 4 or 5 years, the first year, I think it was like 1,000 profit, and then it's grown, and then this year it kind of exploded in my realm anyways, of being a successful business owner where I can think about doing this full time.
So a follow-up question. You mentioned that you work at the aquarium and you also teach.
So I don't teach anymore.
How much
I used
of your
to.
time is your business taking?
So this year it has only been, I think I've probably invested about 10 to 15 hours a week, which is actually really exciting that I did have that profit. Last year I invested about $45,000 of my own money into the company to get the website built and SEO, the designs, which took forever, printing, a lot of setup, because I've researched a whole lot since I'm a science person. I like detail. But those last 2 years I didn't work. I worked with like part-time teaching chess, but doing really small scale stuff for jobs, and then I was working about 25 hours a week. So I think that with working full-time and on the business, and actually when I have that investment, I can focus and really hit it hard.
Where have you gone in studying the different components that can make the right mixture, the right secret sauce for you?
Where have I gone with that? So I've studied in Belize and Mexico and Peru and Italy and Ireland. So I'm a global traveler. I love traveling. So I have a really strong background in that traditional medicine all around, and then also looked at what are their different health systems, which is mostly looking at the natural plants. So like, how do they document it? How do they process different things? Europe definitely is, of course, way ahead of us even, and I'd like to meet their standards because I know that that's coming from the FDA and from different quality control regulations. And then myself, I've also been a trained herbalist, so I've studied for over 10 years in my herbal background and looking at different natural remedies. And then, of course, with phytochemistry, I love chemistry, so looking at that extraction process and how do you formulate, how do you work with clients, what's the best formulas for that. And you had a question, I think. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Artie.
Strictly online sales now. If you dream big, do you anticipate being able to be on retail shelves?
Yes, I would love to be everywhere, only because I think that the amount of quality products out there it's on and off. There's a lot of quality control issues that are going on right now that people are not educated well about. And then also in terms of just like having a nice product that people trust as well. So I hope to be definitely in retail stores, wholesaling, being in spas even, direct sales. I've done a lot of direct sales and online, but also events is where it really explodes because I'm actually able to educate and teach about that product one-on-one.
Do you feel these are somewhat unique products? Do you think there's a lot of competition? Some of the products, or are yours unique enough that you can say?
Yeah, I do think I definitely have the sexual vitality set is certainly unique, and that one's like my bread and butter because of my experience doing the pure romance parties and in women's sexual health, but then also the untalked about men's sexual health realm. So I certainly think that that will be the largest seller. And my cocktail bitters, which is one of them is an aphrodisiac, that one's by far the top seller. Yes.
Do you have sales all across the country then? Like, is it California? Is there certain places that are majority of your sales?
Mostly here, and then I get a lot of referrals. So most of it is referral based. I'm trying to figure out the whole marketing thing, and my marketing team is also working on that, depending on how many hours and how much money I have to pay them to contract them for that. So yes.
And have you thought about a privacy policy or anything?
Nope, I need some help on all sorts of things. But I'm very excited. So thank you for having me, short notice.